Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Second Funk. Back. You know, it's the beginning of the week, so I wanted to make my record digs video. But this is gonna be a two-part. This is gonna be record digs and mail day because I didn't get a lot. I didn't take Hammond with me to the flea market, so of course, you know, he's my lucky charm. So I didn't come back with a lot. I think I came back with 4 LPs, but you know, still some good jazz. Really haven't found anything that's interesting that I don't already have with the gentleman that I go to or that I visit at the flea market, other than jazz. This jazz is blowing me away. I'm gonna start with what I got in the mail though, and I'm gonna start with this. This is our project. You guys looked at my earlier videos. Kev Brown, the hip-hop producer, soul brother out of DC. I had a test pressing of his Jay-Z's Brown album that he did, and I don't renege on what I said about him as far as being up there with Ninth Wonder and Pete Rock. He's just as good, I'm telling you. I mean, for someone who doesn't listen to hip hop a lot, and you were to play the songs or the major hits that each one of those 3 producers that I just named did, they probably wouldn't be able to tell them apart. That's how great I think Kev Brown is. One of my favorite producers of this time, mainly because he doesn't seem to do the music or produce hip hop for the run-of-the-mill radio bullshit that you hear. You're not gonna hear much about the artists that he produces for. You know, with the exception of Jay-Z, of course. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's trying to have that breakthrough. He produces a lot for a lot of mainstream people, don't get me wrong, but, you know, this is the Alexander Green project. This is like a Kev Brown. This is what Kev Brown does. I did some research and I didn't find it, but I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this whole recycle thing. Deluxe limited. This is a deluxe limited edition. The packaging includes, as you see, a 7-inch single. It's on green vinyl, and it says, let me see if I can get it. 600 pressings, 600 units. Let me see that. It's not coming up, but this is limited to 600 units, and it comes with a 7-inch single, which is on colored vinyl. I don't really like colored vinyl. It just kind of, I like the splattered marble type vinyl, but I don't like this see-through vinyl. It's just cheap to me. That's just how I feel. This is a 7-inch single, Go Green. And the other side is Army Fatigue Rap. I haven't listened to this because I've had this at my girlfriend's house. The 12-inch, the label, that's the label. This is good stuff too. This guy can rap. I mean, and like I said, you guys, you know, for those out there who are turned off by what they hear out of hip hop, this does not deserve to be categorized or generalized in the same arena as the examples that you see on TV and on the radio. This is not on TV. This is not on the radio. This is a whole nother monster. This is addressing issues that lie within the communities. This is addressing issues as far as relationships, and the way that this guy exhibits his talent is remarkable. There's a message, there's a purpose to that hip hop. It's not shake your ass, make it rain, okay? I just want to be clear on that. That's what I go at when I say I collect hip hop. The old school hip hop to me is innocent. This new stuff, this is up my alley. This is the stuff that I listen to. It's not Lil Wayne, the Jay-Z. It's just not. I'm not gonna get into it, but I just want to be clear on that. This next one, I've been waiting for this. Dorondo. Anybody? This is funk, and actually this is more soul than it is funk. This is a rugged falsetto of a guy. Back in the early 2000s, someone discovered a 45 by this guy Dorondo. It's called Didn't I? Probably one of the most soulful songs I've ever heard. A lot of people compare him to Al Green. I think he wails a little bit more than Al Green. Not as mellow. Al Green seems like he could almost put himself to sleep sometimes. Dorondo doesn't cross that line. But this is some good stuff, man. I mean, like really, really, really soulful. This is also a limited press on brown vinyl. Check that out. And this is on Omnivore Records. This was released on Omnivore Records. This just came out earlier this month. It was on pre-order. Like I said, it was a limited press of 1,000. I'm not sure if there's any left. I know on undergroundhiphop.com it's saying sold out. But Dorondo has an interesting story. If, as you can see, that's a Rolls Royce. That's a picture of him. These guys found Dorondo living in Los Angeles still, I think, or was it Oakland? I don't know. I think it was Los Angeles. I don't know. Somewhere out in California, okay? Berkeley. Well, he was born in Berkeley. But anyway, the interesting thing about Dorondo is that he was a pimp. And he denies it to this day. He will not admit it. He won't tell you any stories of him being a pimp. He won't do it. He denies it, but yet when they ask him for photos so they could re-release this album that never came out, as you can see, he's in a fur coat. He still lives in a mansion today, and he has a Rolls Royce. But this guy he became like a spiritual healer of some sort, a physical therapist. People who hadn't been able to walk, he's been able to, coax them back into walking. God, what can I say? I mean, he's really had this last decade, 2000, they rediscovered his music. He's getting shows, and they just dropped this album. But I would definitely want to recommend you guys listen to the song called Didn't I by Dorondo, because it is something else. I didn't know this was coming out until maybe a month and a half ago when I was looking at some of the pre-orders that Underground Hip Hop had. Of course, it's not just hip hop, but they're calling this the Lost Album. They found all his tapes and he just gave it to him. He didn't think much of it. He used to open up for James Brown, and they said hop in a Rolls Royce before James takes the stage and just do his own thing, man. Travel the world. Wikipedia says he traveled the world and collected interesting artifacts, whatever that means. This guy's had quite a life, quite an interesting character, and it's just amazing that that he's gone undiscovered all the way up until the early 2000s. Nobody knew about this guy, and this is just the talent level on there is unparalleled. This next one is Booker T. Jones. We all know Booker T. Jones. Booker T and the MGs. That's this guy. This is a current album. This came out. When did this come out? This came out this year. I don't know when. I want to say January, February, but I got this because it's produced by Amir Thompson, which everybody knows as Questlove. From the Roots, and as a matter of fact, most of the Roots is playing on this. Captain Kirk, Amir Thompson, Kamal. You might as well say the Roots. Black Thought, I don't think is rapping. No. Actually, it says it right here. So let me read this to you. It says, legendary Booker T. Jones, Booker T and the MGs, joined by members of the Roots, Sharon Jones, Lou Reed. That's just to name a few. Now, I haven't opened this. Let me open this. Make it real mellow. I want some catnip, baby. This is still silk. I don't know why I got this. Like I said, mainly because it had to do with the Roots, but it's kind of bluesy, which blues gets boring to me, unless it's unbelievable vocal. I just don't get excited over. Oh, look at that. I just don't get excited over blues music too tough. Oh, they have liner notes, which I haven't read. There's a picture of Booker T today. Like I said, this just came out this year. It's on black vinyl, standard black vinyl. That's what they the label looks like. I wonder who picked that. I bet you Questlove has something to do with that. He's a pretty quirky guy. I wish the Roots would get it together. They have such a catalog that I wish they would get it together and release some real special vinyl, like the metal guys do, and it came with the CD as well. So that's always nice to have. But I wish the Roots. I'm gonna make a plea, begging plea to Questlove, because I know he's on YouTube, and I know that he's on his website's forum, OK Player, so he could be accessed. But I will do that. And hold on one second. Yeah, I gotta pause this. Alright guys, sorry about that. I have one more album to show you guys on Arista Records. This is Anthony Braxton. This guy I've been paying attention to him a lot lately. I like Anthony Braxton. I ordered this because I just ran across some videos on YouTube and realized that I really like this. But Anthony Braxton, even though he says that he's not, is more into math and merging math with music. He follows Pythagoras, whose philosophy that numbers have symbols and that numbers can be translated into music and take form somehow. You could take music, something that you blow out through an instrument that's in the air, and make it physical and tangible and translate that into a math equation. And Anthony Braxton, that was his cosmo calling, so to speak. And it's evident in the label. As you can see, there's some math going on there. If you look at that, I mean, he was into it right there. That's when he was getting into it. He was exploring it. Very smart guy, intelligent guy. If you ever watch any interviews on Anthony Braxton, he was a thinking man. That's for sure. Definitely a thinking man. And I think it translated well into his music. These liner notes are actually interesting to read too. It's kind of giving you, it's liner notes that kind of like give him kudos, like the writer's like co-signing to his rambling thoughts, deep thought, and then quotes him every once in a while through these liner notes, just his different takes on things. And I guess if you're sensitive enough and you want to kind of turn your back on the way things are, Anthony Braxton, maybe by some people could be considered a racist. I wouldn't consider him that. He's more so a guy who's just telling it like it is. He was very into the Moorish influence on classical music and how it trickled down through every other genre that exists today. And as you know, just based on that, if you get too deep into that conversation, it could seem like you're borderline pro-black, racist, but that's who he is. And that's just a part of who he is. He has a lot. I mean, Anthony Braxton is more than a musician. He is a philosopher, borderline philosopher of sorts. You could study his catalog. You could study his writings, and that's just true. So I recommend that. I thought I wasn't going to be able to. I thought I was going to be able to cover everything on this video, but I did go to the flea market and I have 4 albums to show you guys. So I'm going to do that in another video. All right, take it easy, guys.